Hi. I thought I'd go ahead and showcase this. This is a first release series, a 2007 edition. It's the concept artwork, Ralph McQuarrie signature series, Boba Fett. And as you can see here, I've got him in a star case, and I will go ahead and take him gently out of the star case. And he's still carded. I want to keep this one carded. There was another one that came out about 1 or 2 years later. It was either 2008 or 2009 as a re-release, and this one's actually a different one. It was part of the 30th anniversary edition, and it has some different things. As you can see, it's got a second helmet on it, which may have been more of a development helmet. It looks a little different than what Boba Fett normally wears, and he has a little red triangle on his forehead. And let me go ahead and take this out of the star case. This one does have the coin with it too, and I'll see if I can kind of guess as to the articulation that this one has without having to open the package up. Okay, here he is without the star case. We can get a little closer look. Let me try to zoom in a bit on this. The coin on there, it says Boba Fett. It's number 15. McQuarrie concept, and it's an exclusive collector's coin. I don't know if this was a fan choice figure or not. There were a couple of them around that they had the R2-D2 and C-3PO, which I do have, and I've showcased them in separate videos. And I've got a Ralph McQuarrie concept Stormtrooper that I've also showcased recently too in a different video. This one has a little bit of a different background. It actually has a kind of a pixelated image. You can see it. Let me zoom in a little bit on here. The pixelated image of Ralph McQuarrie himself, and it talks a little bit about. I give a profile of him. It talks a little more about the figure. It says Boba Fett was one of the first new characters to be designed for The Empire Strikes Back. The costume began as a Mandalorian Super Commando suit, and went through various designs as well as being aged, dented, and painted to give it a different, to give it a battle-scarred appearance. Its final look hides a plethora of built-in weapons and the identity of the ruthless bounty hunter in cases. And of course you've got other figures here. I'm just reading what it says here on the back of the card, and it's got the little C-3PO the little image there right in the center there is C-3PO. He looks kind of like what the robot from the 1926 movie Metropolis. I'm sorry if I get that right. Metropolis looked like. There, as you can see, this is from 2007, so it's got some of the older figure line that came in the series. There's, as you can see right here where my finger's at, that's the concept Stormtrooper, and I think this came out just before the R2-D2 and C-3PO, but I could be wrong. There's a Rebel Royal Guard, and there's Han Solo with his air mask on, and Luke, and there's a earlier Death Squad commander. That's Biggs Darklighter right there, and there's Mace Windu and Obi-Wan, and I got a couple of the other ones here too. I might be able to, let's see if we can take a look at here. I'm guessing that he doesn't have ball and joint neck, that it's just a simple swivel back and forth. The armor does look like it's multi-pieced, and the arms, it looks like it's got swivels along the elbows and the shoulders, and the knees might bend, but again I'm kind of guessing. It looks more like it swivels horizontally along the knees rather than vertically, so the knees really don't bend, they just sort of swivel. And the this is all white armor. It's got the correct helmet with the T visor on it, and there's a different one that looks a little bit like one of the clone trooper helmets, one of their specialties. So it might have been reused for the Attack of the Clones and for the Clone Wars. And I don't know what else to say much about this one. They re-released it And the new one's a little different looking. I don't think it has the red triangle, which you can see on his forehead there. See if I can. It's a little hard to see that. It's you can sort of see it. I know it's fuzzy here, and I really apologize for this camera. Yeah, it's right in the center of the image right there. He has an older style blaster on his hand there, right there. And there's of course I believe that's a rocket or a missile that's coming out that doesn't. I don't think there's a little slim backpack on this gun. This doesn't have the rocket firing one. It almost looks like the one from Hoth, like the snowtroopers might wear. So it's a little different looking. Let me see if I can zoom out a bit. There we go. And I'll take a look at it from behind there if you can see it. It's got a slim little backpack, and it does have some of the original concept art as the cardboard backing on it. This one's a really nice figure. I got this as a trade from another Star Wars collector from about 3 or 4 years ago, I'd say. I really don't know. It's just a guess. But I believe I traded some figures for this one, and I got I think this one came with a Shadow Troopers and Emperor Palpatine 3-pack that I'd gotten with the trade, and I think this guy came with it as an extra, and I really do like this one. This is I think this is the first one. As you can see, the image on there, there's multiple missiles in his backpack, but the backpack itself, I don't know if it really has it. It's kind of hard to tell. There looks like one on there, but it's not a jetpack. It's just a standard backpack, so it's much slimmer. And there's even the little red triangle, if you can see it, on the second helmet there, which has the visor on the other side. The scope that sticks up. I love how his armor looks so different in this. It almost looks like the Stormtrooper armor, but a little different. The hand's different. There's a little more difference on the wrist. There's some blue stripes on there. There's a couple of dots along like one up on the upper chest, and there's a couple squares on his utility belt. And the lower legs have got some thick armor on them, and it's a little different looking than the way Boba Fett looks now, and as you saw him in the movies and in the Clone Wars cartoons. And but I thought I'd go ahead and showcase this figure, and he might be a little bit harder to find. This one might be worth about $20-25 if I sold it, but I don't plan on selling this one. But I thought I'd go ahead and showcase this figure, and I'm going to put it back in a star case. And yeah, this is again from 2007, and so it's the 30th anniversary edition, and I think this one is the first time that it came out, and then they re-released it later for the Saga Legends collection. Thanks for checking this out.